Happy 100th birthday, Flying Scotsman. Yeah, woo! Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to...
Wait, it's not? It's the 99th birthday? Then why are people celebrating the 100th? Oh well.
Happy 99th birthday to Flying Scotsman. I'll explain that joke in a bit. Flying Scotsman rolled out of Doncaster Works in February 1923 as an A1 Pacific. It was later converted to an A3, got double tenders, lost double tenders, got smoke deflectors, lost smoke deflectors, got smoke deflectors again, and so much more. It also holds 2 world records, one of which is the longest non-stop run, which I think was in Australia and something like 400 miles, so that's fairly impressive. And the other was the first steam engine to officially hit 100 miles per hour. Some people argue that the Great Western City of Truro did it first, but they didn't record it officially, they just sort of claimed that they hit 100, so a few people believe that, but Scotsman has the official proof, so lots of people think that Scotsman did it. Like so many others, in 1948, Flying Scotsman was purchased by British Railways, and it became British Railways engine. Now, among other things, the BR Scotsman gained smoke deflectors from Germany, and this nice sort of dark green paint. I think it might have worn blue express paint for early BR years, but I prefer this dark green because it just looks awesome. Despite the engine's history, British Railways originally had no intention of preserving Flying Scotsman, and instead wanted to scrap it, just the same as all the other A3s. However, a man called Alan Pegler recognised its history and bought the engine. Unfortunately, Alan Pegler made a number of questionable decisions, such as taking it to America and then somehow managing to bankrupt himself while running the engine in America, and it got stuck over there. Its future seemed uncertain until William McAlpine purchased the engine and brought it back to England. I think it might have been to Australia under his ownership, but after a few owners in the 1990s, it was eventually secured by the National Railway Museum, who restored it back to its former glory, presumably, but after the press release and after all the jazz, Flying Scotsman's back and all that, they found a number of critical faults which they hadn't originally found when they were restoring the engine. So the engine originally became a PR disaster for the Railway Museum. So they were just trying to hurry through all these faults that they'd suddenly found to get the engine out there and show that they did still know how to restore the Flying Scotsman. And they managed that. Unfortunately, it was fairly bad timing that they got it out there. Like, all of us as rail fans appreciate that they got it out there as fast as possible, but they got it out there in 2016. Now, it being mainline certified, mainline engines have to have an overhaul once every 10 years, just to check that they're safe and all that. No, not 10 years. 10 years is the normal steam engines, 7 years is mainline engines. Now, 7 years from 2016 is 2023. Now, do you remember at the start of the video when I said Flying Scotsman was built in 1923? That means it's going to be an overhaul for its 100th birthday. Now, again, I'm really happy that the NRM got it out as fast as possible, but it is a shame that it's going to be an overhaul for its birthday. I mean, who knows, they might leave it out of overhaul and put it on a preserved railway, but a few people, myself included, have decided to celebrate its 100th birthday on its 99th birthday, because it'll be in steam right now, and not then. So, yeah, happy 100th birthday, sort of, Flying Scotsman. So now I think we're going to talk a little bit about my 2 models that I've been using to represent the Scotsman. So this one is, of course, the Hornby Flying Scotsman. Now, this one was quite expensive. This one cost me, I think it was best part of £200, but it's got all the fancy bells and whistles. no pun intended, because it's got sprung buffers just there. I've only got one other engine that has sprung buffers, so that's quite cool. It's also got these coupling hooks. I haven't had another engine that have those, so that's quite cool. It's also very detailed. You can see it's got those mainline stickers, which I've never had another engine so detailed as that. So in other words, it's just very top-notch in terms of my collection. So it's got like a painted interior and a bunch of cool stuff like that. So yeah, this one's really, really cool, and this one's the best running of the two by default. I'll explain that in a minute. So I really, really like this. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say about it. So moving on to the Triang one. So here's my Triang Hornby Scotsman. This was probably the biggest engine I ever got for my first radius, because as you can, yeah, I've got a cold. As you can see, there's no flanges on the middle wheel, meaning it can run on first radius. I was completely astounded to find that you could run one of these on a first radius, so I was very happy when I got it. Unfortunately, it being a Triang Hornby, the motor has had issues, because if I can just take the body off for you quickly, then you can see that when I said the Scotsman was the best runner by default, I meant it. This thing has no motor. I just realised I said the Scotsman when there's two. I mean that one. That one's the best runner. This thing has no motor, and it's just a free-rolling chassis. You can see that, it just rolls. Oh, my finger was on it. It just rolls. And to get it to work for this video, I've put a Lima 47 in behind it. And that thing just sort of pushes it along and gives the illusion that it's pulling the train itself. So yeah, happy birthday to Flying Scotsman, 99th or 100th, you choose, and let's hope for another good few years of running. Bye bye!